You know the phrase by now. This one is a straight-up winner Cancun game. The Chiefs sit at 6-6 and every loss tightens the noose around the season. So here's the blunt reality. You want to keep playoff hopes alive? You have to treat Sunday like a playoff game. That's not panic, that's focus. Win this, you keep the path possible, albeit messy, and buy yourself time with 3 home games coming up. Lose, and you're staring down a late-season mountain of scenarios where you'll need almost everything to break your way. Let's keep this simple. The Texans are legit. C.J. Stroud just returned from a concussion, and even rusty he looked serviceable. He's got weapons. Nico Collins, emerging pieces in the slot, and a front that can wreck a day with Will Anderson Jr., and that interior push. This is not a team you can sleep on. On paper, it's a tough matchup. On the field, with the Chiefs' injury noise up front and special teams wobbles earlier in the year, it becomes one of those games where small plays swing everything. What should you be feeling as a fan? Hope with eyes open. The Chiefs are much better at Arrowhead, that matters. But this season has shown how fragile momentum is for this group. Close games have gone against them too often. Penalties, missed extra points earlier, red zone bobbles, and an inconsistent pass rush have all cost the Chiefs a handful of one-score losses. So this game isn't just another box to check. It's a fever test for the team's identity. Do they protect Mahomes? Can they clean up special teams and stop giving opponents easy life? Can the defense get off the field on 3rd down? You've got a real shot. The Chiefs have beaten Houston twice recently, and Arrowhead is a different animal, but the margin for error is paper thin. That's why this convo is centered around one question: will the Chiefs rise to the moment, or are we booking flights? Tell viewers to vote in the poll. Yes or no? Do the Chiefs win versus Texans? Then drop a comment. Naming the one player you trust to make the game-changing play Sunday. If you like this breakdown and want more daily Chiefs content, hit subscribe and help us get to 6,000 subscribers, and smash the like button so more Chiefs fans see the video. All right, this is where the concern gets real. When you hear Simmons out and question marks at both tackles, that's not just injury chatter. That's a blueprint change for how Andy Reid can structure plays around Mahomes. Picture the pocket as a bubble. When the left tackle is healthy and the right side is stable, Andy can call deeper drops, longer developing routes, and trust Mahomes to buy time and throw. Take away your trusted blind side protector, in this case Josh Simmons, and suddenly that bubble pops faster. Jalen Moore is a serviceable fill, but if Jawan Taylor and Trey Smith are both limited or out, you're shuffling pieces and rolling with backups like Mike Caliendo. That matters. So what should the Chiefs actually do? First, protect the pocket with scheme instead of hoping the backups hold up in man-to-man one-on-one situations. That means more max protect calls, quicker throws, and attacking with screens and RPOs that get playmakers the ball in space rather than asking big tackles to win their matchups. Expect more quick game, 3-step drops, slants, and high-percentage throws that let receivers gain yards after the catch. Play action will be less effective if the defense believes the right side is vulnerable, so Reid might lean on short, safe completions to reestablish rhythm. Second, the run game becomes both more important and more complicated. If the defense smells weakness on your right side, they'll slant and stunt there. Keeping the run alive with Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt lets you neutralize heavy rush looks and buy time for screens and play action. But that's only helpful if the line can get movement, which is why the Chiefs might use more misdirection, counters, and tight formations to hide protection weaknesses. You should also expect more rollouts and bootlegs to the side with more reliable blocking. Moving Mahomes out of the collapsing pocket reduces the number of true blindside sacks. Third, personnel flexibility matters. If Trey Smith can return even at 60-70%, that's a massive upgrade versus rolling with a backup. Jalen Moore at left tackle can mitigate the Simmons absence, but you don't want to test that every snap. That's where tempo and early downs are critical. Win first down to avoid predictable third and long situations where pressure overwhelms makeshift protection. Finally, special teams and penalties become amplified. When your line is unstable, you cannot afford pre-snap penalties that put you behind the chains. You also can't give up costly special teams mistakes that flip field position. When the offense is on a tighter leash, every yard matters more. Quick audience check. In the comments, vote yes or no. Should Andy Reid simplify the offense if both starting tackles are out? Tell us why in one sentence. And if you want more technical breakdowns like this, hit subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers, and like the video so other Chiefs fans see the content. When you look at this matchup, you have to start with one truth. The Texans win games by suffocating you. Their defense is fast, physical, and loaded with players who can tilt the field on a single snap. And now that C.J. Stroud is on track to return from his concussion, the entire Houston operation looks more balanced and far more dangerous. Even if Stroud shows a little rust early, he's still the kind of quarterback who reads leverage, understands spacing, and punishes bad rotations. That alone forces you, as a Chiefs fan, to think about how clean the coverage structure must be from the start. But the real core of Houston's threat is the defense. Will Anderson Jr. is emerging as one of the best young pass rushers in football, and this entire Texans defensive line plays with an urgency and discipline that wrecks offensive flow. They don't just try to beat your tackle, they try to collapse your plan. Their interior push compresses the pocket fast, and the edges are set with enough discipline that quarterbacks struggle to escape. When your offensive line has been banged up like Kansas City's, that's a problem you feel immediately. The marquee matchup you should watch is Trent McDuffie against Nico Collins. Collins is big, physical, and wins with length. When he gets into his root stem clean, he can turn what should be a routine catch into an explosive gain. McDuffie is one of the smartest corners in the league, but this is the type of assignment where technique, leverage, and safety help matter on every snap. If the Chiefs leave McDuffie isolated too often, Collins can dictate the rhythm of Houston's passing game. That is why you might see more bracket coverage or rotated safety help shading to Collins' side. The slot battle might be just as important. Houston schemes the middle of the field extremely well, using quick breaks and crossers that punish any hesitation from linebackers or safeties. If Kansas City is late to match inside releases or doesn't communicate well on switches, those small openings turn into chain-moving plays that keep Stroud in rhythm and keep the defense on the field too long. And then there are the pass rush lanes. Will Anderson Jr. is the headline name, but the Texans' interior push is what makes this front elite. Their goal is to shrink the space in front of the quarterback and make him throw from uncomfortable platforms. For Kansas City, that means the use of chips, motion, and quick game timing becomes non-negotiable. The offense has to avoid third and long because the Texans' pass rush becomes truly overwhelming when they know you have to throw. For the Chiefs' defense, the mission is the opposite: win early downs and force Stroud into predictable situations. If you give him third and short, he'll dissect you with timing throws. If you put him behind the sticks, you can start dictating pressure. This week, discipline in the secondary and eye control from the linebackers might matter more than any blitz package. Which matchup worries you most and why? Let me know in the comments. And make sure you subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers and like the video so more Chiefs fans see this breakdown. If there's one thing that should give you real confidence heading into the final stretch, it's this: Arrowhead has been the anchor of the Chiefs' season. No matter how inconsistent the offense has looked at times, no matter how banged up the roster has been, Kansas City has protected its home field. The energy, the noise, the way the defense feeds off the crowd, it has turned every home game into a leverage advantage. And that matters more than ever now, because 3 of the final 6 games are at Arrowhead, and all 3 are winnable if the Chiefs show the same discipline and physicality they've shown at home this year. The Texans, Broncos, and Chargers all have very different identities, but none of them walk into Arrowhead and find comfort. Houston is talented and aggressive, but they have not faced this environment with stakes this high. Denver always plays Kansas City tight, but Arrowhead has consistently disrupted their rhythm. And the Chargers, no matter the roster or coaching changes, have struggled to finish games here. When you add all of that up, you see why these home matchups could define the Chiefs' postseason fate. The road slate is trickier. Trips to Tennessee and Las Vegas have trap game energy. The Titans play ugly, low-possession football that can drag an opponent into the mud. The Raiders, even when struggling, always treat their home game against Kansas City like a rivalry Super Bowl. Winning both would be ideal, but even a split keeps the Chiefs in strong position. When you step back, two scenarios feel realistic. First, if the Chiefs win out, they are almost certainly in the playoffs no matter what the rest of the AFC does. 10 or 11 wins with strong conference tiebreakers locks you in. Second, if the Chiefs drop 1 or 2 down the stretch, they will likely need help, especially if those losses come against AFC opponents. That's where protecting Arrowhead becomes the difference between controlling your destiny and hoping 3 other teams stumble. If the Chiefs win at Houston, do they make the playoffs? Cast your vote in the poll, then subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers and like the video so more fans across Chiefs Kingdom see this breakdown. All right, here are the clean, non-negotiable keys to a Chiefs win on Sunday and my straight-up take on what happens next. First, protect Mahomes. If the Chiefs can limit true blindside pressure through help, quicker throws, and smart scheming, Mahomes has the talent to pick apart Houston's coverage. Second, win the turnover battle. Turnovers flip field position and tempo, and against a defense like Houston's, you cannot gift them short fields. Third, special teams must be clean. No penalties, no shanked returns, and Harrison Butker locked in. Every yard matters when your margin for error is this small. Fourth, get pressure on Stroud without gambling the back end. You don't have to send crazy blitzes, win with rush for discipline, and let your coverage make him earn it. Finally, dominate early downs. Convert on first and second so you avoid third and long, which is exactly where Houston wants you. My prediction, tempered and honest, is this. The Chiefs have the tools to win, especially with 3 tough but winnable home games coming up. Arrowhead tilt gives you the best chance, but the offensive line uncertainty and the Texans' pass rush create a real vulnerability. If Kansas City plays disciplined football, keeps penalties down, and executes quick, high-percentage offense, they win. If they get sloppy, this could easily flip into another one-score loss and further complicate the playoff path. Don't forget to subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers and hit like so more Chiefs fans see this. Stay locked with Total Chiefs News. Hail Chiefs!